So, good evening, everyone. This is the valedictory session. I think we have completed successfully this entire conference. Uh, 3 days full of sessions and 10 keynote speakers and close to 180 to 90 participants. This conference has been a huge success. And I take this opportunity to thank everyone for contributing their part. The idea to start a steel conference in India originated way back in 2017 when I was visiting the Eurosteel conference in Copenhagen, Denmark, along with my PhD students. So the conference there was very well organized, and on the way back, I was discussing with my students that we should do something similar to this in India. So that was the origin. And we had planned for 2 full years and to conduct the conference in 2019. And then in the December of 2019, and then when we approached the keynote speakers, they had difficulties in the timing. So we changed it to March of 2020. When almost 99% of the work was done, the corona started just 2 days before the start of the conference, and we had to cancel the entire physical conference. And then I waited for almost 1.5 years, and then I said, enough is enough, let's go ahead online. And that is the reason that we conducted this conference online. But nevertheless, I think given the situation that we have done it extremely well. I would like to thank all the keynote speakers who have come from, delivered the lectures from all over the world. Especially keynote speakers get a lot of hospitality when they come to conferences, and I was very much eager to do so. But given the nature of the conference that is being conducted online, we could not do so. Nevertheless, it also added another dimension because the conference was done in Indian time, and the people were from all over the world. They had to adjust their timings, and then even during vacation and odd times, they have to spare time for this conference and give a wonderful keynote lecture. I thoroughly enjoyed this conference. The whole 3 days, it was more like a bonanza for me to hear more about the research activities both in our country as well as across the globe. So I really, really happy, and I'm sure that you're also glad that such a conference, the first of its kind in India, the first structural steel conference that has happened in India, and we have successfully done it. The aim of the conference, as though it's more about sustainability, but sustainability in the sense that it is more geared towards creating awareness. That's the one thing. So because in India, steel is not considered as a choice of material of choice for construction. The normal material of choice for construction is reinforced concrete. And given the situation that we need to move from a bed-based concrete intensive to steel intensive construction for a sustainable India, I think this is the right time that we have introduced this conference. And as I also pointed out during the inaugural session, a lot more work needs to be done. Coming up with the steel as a material of choice for construction does not happen overnight. A lot of effort has to be done. The effort starts with changing in academics. Basically, in Indian context, actually, the steel is just one subject that is being taught. Unlike in other competing materials, there are 3 or 4 subjects that are being taught. So a student or a graduate MTech or a BTech student who comes out of our Indian engineering institutes has very less exposure to steel structures or design of steel structures, and hence finds it very, very difficult or some sense fearful to design steel structures. The objective here is to remove the fear. I think there needs to be a huge change in our curriculum to include more steel intensive courses, beginning with academics, and to be followed by more R&D activities. Currently, the amount of money that is spent by both private and government engineering college and government institutions are very, very less. Although a lot of money again is being poured into by organizations such as Ministry of Steel towards steel infrastructure, steel development. I think it's most of them are going to a metallurgist. Okay, so steel is being looked at a material by metallurgists, but civil engineers too look at steel as a solution. Basically, a structural engineer takes the steel to the last Indian man. So steel is a solution to all our infrastructure problems, to solve all our infrastructure problems in a sustainable manner. I think that is one thing that we need to keep in mind. And the third thing that is to create a lot of centers of excellence. Even today, we have a lot of centers for excellence, especially in steel, but all of them are again towards metallurgy. So that concept has to be changed. We need to focus more on application-oriented research towards, and so such centers of excellence are also needed for the growth of our nation. And more importantly, we need to make a lot of policy changes in the highest level, giving more incentive to steel intensive constructions. And if all these things come together, I think we as a nation can grow together, go together, and then become a developed nation. I was thinking what to talk about this in the valedictory section. I think about my grandfather who was a visionary. I remember him telling that India is a developing nation. My father said India is a developing nation, and I am saying that India is a developing nation. Perhaps my kids will also say that India is a developing nation, but I certainly don't want my grandkids to say India is a developing nation. I really want them to say India is a developed nation. And to achieve that goal, simply from a researcher or a steel enthusiast, I would say that the easiest thing to do is to use more steel. Why do I say this? Because the data says so. So if you look at the GDP of any country, it is directly proportional to the amount of steel consumed. And if you look at the data that I showed in the inaugural speech, the per capita consumption of steel is 60 kilograms by an average Indian. So, and if you look at the data in 2010, it was 60 kgs, and 2020 also it is 60 kgs. So it just tells us in the last 10 years, we have not made much progress in terms of GDP, because that is a clear indication. Unless we use more steel, we cannot grow or develop as become a developed nation. So that means that we have to use more steel, so that we have to incentivize steel to be used both in buildings, bridges, and any infrastructure that comes across, because steel is currently the only sustainable material. And if we have to adhere to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals that has been listed 9 and 11, goals 9 and 11 SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. It clearly says that we need to have a sustainable infrastructure which is related to 9 and 11. I think there is a lot more work to do. So I think this conference is basically to encourage engineers and researchers to use steel for construction. I hope the message is reached. More importantly, we need to include more steel, steel-related constructions in all our infrastructure-related things as we go forward. And I would like to also take this opportunity to thank the administrators here. Professor Murthy, our director IIT Hyderabad, has been a very good supporter for this conference. He made the introductory remarks. He ensured that several dignitaries come to this conference to make this a grand success. I'm very grateful and indebted to him. I would also like to thank our chief guest, Mr. Narendran, who is the global CEO and MD of Tata Steel, and also the president of the Confederation of Indian Industry, who took his valuable time and gave us a very wonderful speech, and also the energetic speech that was given by Mr. P.K. Mishra, who is the Director General of INSTAG, which is Institute for Steel Development Growth under the Ministry of Steel. I profusely thank them for spending their time. And I'm delighted to share with you that we have attracted 193 papers from 10 countries, a total of 380 authors from 120 institutions, notably IICs, IITs, and NITs have contributed to this conference. And I would like to express my great gratitude to the reviewers and session chairs for their excellent work. The editorial team wishes to appreciate the staff at the Indian Institute of Technology, Hyderabad, who helped throughout the conduct of the conference. And special thanks to my research group, the students who have worked night and day to make this conference a grand success. And with this one, I would like to conclude my valedictory remarks, and I look forward to meeting you all in person whenever there is a possibility. And last but not the least, I would also thank all the sponsors. They were the backbone for our entire conferences. There's a laundry list of items that I have here, so I would like to thank each one of them. To begin with, I would like to thank Muthiam Steel, who had been a great supporter for us, Pennar Industries, basically Peps Pennar at Hyderabad, Tata Steel, which is Tata Nestin, FrameCAD, the software company from New Zealand, and then the Mitsumi Housing Private Limited, basically who's focusing on cold form steel structures, NBM Media, ArcelorMittal, and Nippon Steel Limited have come forward and have graciously helped us with this conference. HBK is basically a an organization that supplies equipments and other related accessories for testing of steel structures. APL Apollo Tubes, they have been great, helpful for us, and they've been very patient for the last 2 years to conduct this conference. And Wintech Consultants from New Delhi have been a great supporter for us. Agrima Roof and Facade Systems, excellent presentation, Mr. Govind Ramesh, very nice. And Kirby Building Systems, they have been a supporter for us. Tata BlueScope, CBMM, and Zwick Royal Private Limited, who is also one of the equipment manufacturers who supply equipments to all leading institutes. JSW Steel made an excellent presentation and has been a supporter for us. Ramcats Private Limited, who is also a software for steel, cold form steel, as well as in general structural engineering analysis. Tata Steel, and last but not the least, Metachno India Private Limited, who is a manufacturer of puffed panels. With this one, I would like to thank all of you once again with the bottom of my heart. And it has been a real pleasure knowing you online. And I certainly would like to meet you one day in person and would like to share my thoughts with you. And thank you so much for this wonderful, wonderful participation. Without your help, participation, support, I don't think this conference would have been a grand success. I wish you all the best and thank you so much. With this one, I would like to conclude. Thanks again. Good night.